Yeah, we back. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we talking about pot roast. So you want a pound of potatoes of your choice and 2 onions. What you're gonna do is you're gonna cut your potatoes in fours, quarters if you want to call them that. I cut my ends off, and you're gonna cut your onions in bigger dice chunks, not dice. Um, so that's how we do that. As you can see, I just cut my onions. Normally, I dice my onions the same way. I cut them in halves, then I go pretty much along the same lines of how everything is, and then I cut across the grain. So that's just how I do mine. You can do them how you feel. Alright, so you want to get your choice of meat. Here I use Angus chuck. Chuck is, I pretty much, from my understanding of doing this so much, the best choice of meat to use. It's not tough. It's not hard. It's not a hard meat to cook. It's pretty easy. It's really easy to cook with. At the end of this thing, it's gonna fall clean. You cut through it with a plastic fork if you want to. So what you want to do is you want to salt your chuck or your brisket. I gotta do a brisket video because I want to so bad. But you want to coat it generously with salt on all sides. Pepper it to taste. It doesn't have to be a lot of pepper. However you want the pepper, you do what you do. But you want to make sure you get this good because this is a big piece of meat. Just putting it out there. And what it also help you as far as coating and getting this going is rubbing the seasonings in. Just putting it out there. Like normally how I cook this for 8 hours. And what I normally do is I do half high, half low. So 4 hours I do high, 4 hours I do low. And with this one, that's how I ran it. So like I said, you want to salt all sides, you want to pepper all sides. You know, you don't have to be so nice with the seasonings. You can really, in a sense, get it going how you want it to go. Rub it in, like I said. Don't be scared. You know, just wash your hands after you get done. It's just that simple. And trust me, you gonna fall. You'll knock them out with this one. I'm gonna be real with you. The people that come eat this, they probably gonna fall. They probably gonna pass out after they get a good bowl of it. I'm just putting it out there. You're probably gonna have one bowl and be done. If not two, and you're gonna be good. Your body gonna thank you. It's gonna some good stick to my ribs type food. So next, what we're adding now is flour. Just for searing purposes, so it can brown good, give it a nice little crust or whatnot, not much, just using it that way. A lot of people call this spanking. I rubbed mine as well as spanked a little bit. That's just how it goes. Like I said, coat it around, just like how you did the salt, just like you did the pepper, go around the whole piece. And make sure you rub this thing in. I used a third of a cup of flour. Not even, I want to say I probably used half a cup of flour to coat. And also make the gravy with. So I probably used half a cup to coat the meat, and then I probably used the other half to make the gravy. To thicken the gravy and thicken the gravy how I needed it to thicken over the other 2 times that I actually made gravy, because I did a gravy in the pot with the roast, and then I did a gravy with the other vegetable, with the onions and the mushrooms over the stove. You're going to see that in a little bit within this video, and I'll explain, just a little bit more about it. Whatever you got on your cutting board in this process, just take it, pick it up, and add back to it like you gonna see me do. Trust me and believe me, it's gonna work. Like the whole process to this thing Might not take y'all 25 minutes to do the full out cutting and the full out, urban and the full out, just doing this part, like making sure all of this is done right. Even the part of browning the chuck and the browning of the vegetables and making the gravy, like it's not probably gonna take you long before you put everything, all your ingredients inside the pot. It might take you about 22 minutes at max. So don't be scared of doing this. Trust me, like I said, your friends, your family, your loved ones probably gonna fall asleep after they eat this joint, because I know both me and Kiara was passing out left and right off of this joint, but it was worth it. All right, so here we go to doing the browning portions. You just want to make sure when you put your chuck in, after you have coated it with your flour and your seasonings, that you actually brown all sides. You're not going to see me do so much of it on this portion. I just want to show you a little bit on what to do. Just make sure you brown everything. Don't worry about the blood. Yes, blood is going to come up to the top, but that's how they cook. That's how beef cooks, especially when it's not kosher. But the thing is, like I said, just make sure you brown all sides of your chuck before you put it inside the pot inside the crock pot to actually do. I want to do a pot roast in the oven one time. I don't know. I'm gonna probably make a video for that too. Once I look at the recipes a couple more times, I do a little bit more research on how how really it should be done and how I want to do it. So here it is, like I said, guys, this is what it is. Boom, boom. All right, so I'm about to put this inside the crock pot, and I'm about to move on to the mushrooms and the onions. But like I said, just make sure you brown it real good on all sides. I made gravy 2 times again. I made gravy on the stove top, and then I went back, like right at my halfway 4-hour point. I went back, took this out of the crock pot, added some more beef broth and flour and Worcestershire sauce to the whole pot, made another gravy to give it more volume, because everything does shrink down and you get more room, and just added that off. So right here, add your good piece of butter. It's gonna sizzle up. Turn your heat down back to medium. Get your mushrooms, throw them in there. You want to brown them, you want to sweat them, however you want to do it. And you want to brown them. You just want to brown them real good. You want to make them sweat. You want to do your onions the same way. You want to brown them. You want to make them sweat. You want them to flex out just a little bit, not a lot, before you start adding your Worcestershire sauce, before you put your seasonings back on it again, because you're going to see me do all of that, as well as your beef broth and your flour again. So as you can see, I'm adding the onions in. You're going to see me stir them around a little bit more, get those brown. Like I said, go ahead and get that browning going. Go ahead and start making them sweat, start making them, get loose. Don't worry about that piece of potato. I didn't realize it was in there until like almost I was getting ready to do the gravy portion of this whole thing. So that's that. Don't feel bad. Don't look crazy at what I'm doing. All right. So also, like I said, add your Worcestershire sauce in there. Get that going real good. Go and add your other seasonings. I seasoned it again. I've added salt, pepper. I put basil in on this time. I put my garlic powder, because I didn't have my 4 to 6 garlic cloves. So I used garlic powder in this process. I also used a little bit of oregano, just a little bit. You might not be able to see it, but I did add all of that in this portion of it. And you just want to stir this up some more, get it going. Don't look crazy when I add this flour in here, knowing I didn't use a lot of sauce to combat and make gravy off the muscle, but that's when I went back and added the beef broth. So like I said, you want to make sure when you're doing your beef, when you're doing gravy or whatnot, you just want to use some flour of choice, a little bit of fat, which might be your trimmings of whatever meat you cooked, and some form of like liquid. It doesn't have to necessarily be water, it could be broth. I would say use broth because broth gives a little bit more flavor. So that's pretty much what I did here. You're gonna see me add some more Worcestershire sauce here versus putting the broth in, and then you're gonna see me go back and add the broth after I got a lot more of my fats and trimmings put in here. So that's what you're gonna see. So like I said, there goes the broth, and you just want to work this in. That's all. Work this in real good before you transfer all of this to the crock pot. It turned out real good, y'all. I'm just telling you, trust me. Y'all saw the bowl. That's all I'm gonna say. So stir this real good, get it thick to how you want it to, your taste, your desire. And just like I said, you want to top it off with, your chuck. Add some more flour. Like I said, I wanted to add some more flour because I don't like my gravy too watery. I kind of like it a little I don't like it super thick, because when you go to reheating gravy, I don't like having sometimes put it back on the stove, but I have to. So I just make it a little right over a smooth medium texture thick. So like I said, guys, after you put everything inside the crock pot, you want to add your potatoes. You want to add your carrots. Some people use celery. I don't do celery. You don't have to do potatoes neither. I just do potatoes because I didn't want to do another type of carb like rice or even trying to mash potatoes. So here is the first portion of gravy. Like I said, I added another portion of gravy at the 4-hour mark. I should have recorded that. I did not. Because I was in a hurry. I was doing deliveries and all that, and I know, trust me, I got y'all on probably the brisket the next time, or if I do this on the stove, if I do this on the oven, I got y'all. Don't worry about it. So this is me adding in a little bit more beef broth. I added more beef broth just to make it a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more liquid. But I did, like I said, go back over and I did go back and I added some more stuff. So right here, you just see me adding in rosemary. You see me adding in some thyme, not thymes, I don't know why I said thymes. All right, and this is the finished product at the Kiara 2 bowls. Trust me, y'all see what that top line is? That was everything. So just want to tell y'all, check it out. That's my bowl. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and enjoy this, man. Be blessed. Love y'all.